Do you have us back? I can see it.
Yep.
Check 1, 2. Microphone check. Oh, we gotta go. .45 left here in the first quarter in Siloam Springs. 6-0, Claremore leading the Panthers. Brian Ferguson, glad to be joined again by Josh Haley. Thanks to Mike Brower back in the booth at RSU Radio in Claremore. Don't forget you can find them at 90.3 FM, also at rsuradio.com. Good to have the ZTV crew here as well. But how about the 86-yard pass, Aaron McCullough to Paul Hoke, and the ensuing touchdown.
A great way to start for the Zebras. You had to wonder how that offense was feeling confidence-wise after losing their first play from scrimmage on a fumbled again. Next time they got it back, they were fortunate enough to jump on that one. And then all of a sudden, the touchdown pass to Paul Hoke.
He has the line to kick this one away, stands about 5 yards away from it. There's the right-footed kick. In over in with backspin. Will be brought in at the 2-yard line. Looking straight ahead to the 10, 15, and runs into the pile at the 20, trying to push it forward and will to the 21-yard. First and 10 for the Panthers from there. And that one returned by Kobe Roach.
Roach is a guy we'll see mixed in perhaps to the offense primarily as a receiver. Leads the team with 7 catches, 80 yards on the season receiving. So mentioned earlier, you won't see Siloam Springs probably throw the football a whole lot tonight, maybe 20 attempts or so, depending on how the game flow is.
Moorberg in the pistol, first and 10 from his own 22. Now, again, getting signals from his coaches. Ricky Hughes set just to his right. First and 10 from the 22. The snap backs up to pass. Looking right. Now he's going to run with it straight ahead across the 20 and pull down and stop near the 23 for a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9.
For Claremore, the starts have been crucial this season. They started well against Pryor. Forced a turnover on Pryor's first drive of the game. Came down and scored a touchdown. Last week against Rogers, came right down the field on their opening drive and scored. So the early confidence has been something Claremore has had in both of their first 2 games of the season. But for the Zebras tonight, to have that fumble, but then to bounce back the way they did, that's huge for the Zebras, especially. Can't talk about it enough, this road atmosphere. There's a lot of fans here.
2nd and 8 from the 24. Moorberg in the shotgun. Hughes in the backfield just to his left. Moorberg back to pass. The left-handed quarterback looks, throws one over the middle, and nearly intercepted. It is intercepted. Then dropped, then covered up. They will rule it a catch. Fumble and recovery by the Zebras. Interception, then fumbled, and then Austin Short jumps on it and covers it up.
Well, Ben Jones had the interception, but as you said.
Yeah, sorry.
But nonetheless, and that was a great call by the officials too, because Jones held on to it long enough for that to be an interception. We talked about Ben Jones in the pregame, just a sophomore, but had the deflected pass on the final play of regulation when Claremore opened the season against Trump. That preserved the win.
Zebras first and 10 from the Panther 46-yard line. McCullough in the gun takes a snap, turns around, runs straight ahead, across the 45, and still fighting forward up to the 40 for a 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4. 7.5 to play here in the opening quarter. 6-0, Claremore leads Siloam Springs.
It's been interesting to see the way that Claremore has mixed in Aaron McCullough in the run game. And that keeps the defenses guessing. Because when you look at McCullough and Keegan Heisey both back there, those 2 guys can take off with it because Claremore does so many direct snaps to Heisey.
2nd and 4 for the Zebras from the Panther 40. There is the direct snap to Heisey. Looking up the left side of the line, and he's got the first down as he gets it to the 35-yard line for a 6-yard gain. 1st and 10.
Keegan Heisey talking about the success he's had early in the season. Really follows a long line of solid running backs here at Claremore. You look at Chase Talbert, 3-year starter for the Claremore Zebras, starting back in 2009, 10, and 11. He was the star back. Claremore's had had a lot of good ones since then. Derek Relaford last year and the season before.
First and 10 for the Zebras from the Panther 35. Direct snap to Heisey. Sweeping around the left side now to 35 and forced out of bounds near the 31-yard line for a 4-yard gain. Second and 6.
So a lot of different guys that they have been able to learn.
Okay, we'll connect it.
Speaking about Heisey and the rest of this backfield for Claremore.
About this, Josh, keeping track of scores across the state and across Claremore's district. Claremore is one of 3 teams from this district playing an Arkansas team tonight. Bixby taking on Springville and Muskogee playing Fayetteville. Second and 6 from the 31. Here is Heisey. This time sweeping right at the 30, 25. Lowers his head, pushes across the 20 to the 19-yard line. First and 10 Zebras.
And one thing I love about Keegan Heisey's running style, he's got a ton of speed, but he doesn't run like a speedy running back, if that makes sense. A lot of times in the high school ranks, when you've got a guy, and now Heisey's limping off the field, that would be something we want to monitor. But when you've got a speedy guy in high school, you'll tend to see them just try to use their speed at all costs. They just try to beat people around the corner. Keegan Heisey runs where his blockers are. He runs where the holes are. And if he gets an opening, then he uses his speed.
First and 10 Zebras inside the red zone at the 19. Aaron McCullough going to run it himself, looking up the left side of the line and pushes forward to the 16-yard line for a 3-yard gain. Second and 7. Midway through the first quarter, 6-0 Claremore leads in Siloam Springs.
We'll see if Heisey is able to come back into the game. He started to limp off, as we mentioned, after that last run he had, and he was jogging more in a normal fashion as he got closer to the sideline, but it was obvious that he was in a little bit of pain.
Second and 7 for the 16. Nicola in the gun. Direct snap and then a handoff going across the 15 to the 14-yard line. Directly snapped to Kyle Morris, who then handed it off to another Zebra. And I'm having trouble seeing who it was, so it was Riley Broucher. Eventually with the carry up to the 14, and make it 3rd and 5.
And when you talk about Keegan Heisey, whenever he comes out of the game, Kyle Morris, Riley Broucher, those two guys have done an excellent job to spell him and keep that productive workload coming from the Zebras.
3rd and 5 from the 14. Here's McCollum, rolling right, looking to throw. Fires, got at the 5-yard line, touchdown Claremore. Cole Williams. And a 2-touchdown lead early for Claremore on the road.
Well, I tell you, Cole Williams is a guy that we expected to have some big plays this season. He did not catch a pass in week 1. Last week he had a huge catch on the opening drive for Claremore for a big first down, and there he is again, a tight end that has good blocking ability in this running scheme. But whenever he needs to, he can sneak out into the flat or right down the seam. And that time, he just found a little bit of an opening, kind of a delayed route, and there was no one close.
They're going to go for 2, try to make it 14-0. McCullough in the shotgun. And it's Kyle Morris to his right. Morris has it. And he stops short. The 2-point conversion fails. It's 12-0. Claremore with the lead. 4:48 left in the first quarter. We'll take a break. This is Zebra Football on 91.3 RSU Radio and ClaremoreZebras.tv. Ferguson, Josh Haley, joining you for Zebra Football. 12-0, Claremore with the lead on the road. Nice start to this game for the Zebras, and we understand that audio has been a little tricky on ZTV. For a solution. Hopefully we will know shortly whether we have that fixed or not. 4:48 remaining here in the first, and a 12-0 lead. Claremore's Diaz kicking off. Noe Diaz. Making his first start at kicker tonight. Last one went down to about the 5-yard line. This one's on its way. A little shorter, brought in at the 8-yard line on the rep. Straight ahead. Now turning up the middle. 20, 25, tries to cut right and then taking off of his feet near the 28-yard line. So first and 10 for the Panthers from there. And it was Marquand Soros with the return.
How about this play calling early, Ryan? 10 plays run from scrimmage for the Claremore Zebras. 2 of those have been passes. 2 of 2 for even 100 yards and 2 touchdown passes for the Zebras.
Claremore first and 10. Beg your pardon, Siloam Springs first and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Here's Jordan Norberg in the gun. And the handoff flipping around the left side to the 30-yard line forward to the 32. Ricky Hughes with the Panther carry. And a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
And again, Ricky Hughes should be the premier back in this offense tonight. We talked about Siloam Springs averaging about 21 passing attempts per game. And trailing early, it will be interesting to see if they start to try to go to the air or if they continue to keep it on the ground like they have the majority of the season.
2nd and 7 from the 32. Norberg back to pass. Looking, throws left, caught at the 41-yard line, breaks free to the 45. He's got the first down. And that one completed to Cade Miller. First and 10 Panthers.
Not necessarily getting your answer there, but that looked pretty good. They lined up with those twins on each side, the 4 wide receiver set. Norberg is pretty comfortable standing back there. Looked like this is a formation obviously they're familiar with and how they like to get their passing yards.
First and 10 from the 45. Snap to Norberg. Fakes a handoff. Now the left-handed screen pass. Go down to the turf and bring it up at the 45-yard line. Turns it upfield to get to close to the 50. But there's maybe some discussion as to whether it bounced off the turf, and it's a good discussion to have, I think.
I think so too. It certainly looked like it. Now I don't have the greatest angle, but
Hit the turf or it didn't. Incomplete pass.
that settles on real quick. We've seen a lot of
Nearly 2. So 3rd and 2.
4 different players now for Claremore has carried the ball at least 2 times. Morris is one of those. 19 yards on 3 carries.
Going to be close to the end of the quarter. They didn't get to snap it in time. End of the first quarter, Claremore 12, Siloam Springs 0 on the road in Arkansas. This is Zebra Football on 91.3 RSU Radio and ClaremoreZebras.tv. Better or worse than it was before?
It does not.
It's the same.
It's not receiving.
It's not receiving any audio right now. Was it before?
I don't think it was. I don't know if it's something in the game.
Okay, well, so we got to undo this. They said not getting any audio. So. Throws on the run, and it's incomplete at the 21-yard line. Intended for Riley Broucher.
Just the 3rd pass attempt all night for Claremore. They started out 2 for 2, 100 yards on the nose, and 2 touchdowns. Pretty impressive.
That's not going to give us to them. That would be only that channel. 3rd and 10 from the 26. There's McCullough. Rolling left. Throws left. Caught at the 15-yard line, and he's ahead to the 11. Ethan Jester. And it's 1st and 10 Zebras.
And you continue to mix different guys into this passing game. Ethan Jester, player we've seen in the passing game and the run game so far this season. I think that really speaks a lot about Aaron McCullough and the confidence he's continuing to build as this season goes on.
1st and 10 for the Zebras from Siloam Springs, 11-yard line. High one to Morrison. It's a loose football. He jumps on it just in time, but they'll lose significant yardage back to the 16. hands of Morris. Tipped it a couple times, then it hit the turf, but he was able to get onto it, and I mean just in time. And thanks for bearing with us. We've been working on audio issues on ZTV. It appears we have it back. 3rd and 28 for the Zebras from the 29 of the Panthers. Here's McCullough back to pass. In trouble, backs up, throws one, and it's bobbled. It'll eventually be caught, but he is hit and stopped at the 39-yard line. Nearly spins free, and then gets hit. Just kind of unfortunate deal to get hit in the back of the helmet. It'll move it forward to the 11. It'll be 3rd and 6 for Siloam Springs.
This is a big play for the Claremore defense. When you look at the situation the offense was in, they had an opportunity to go up 3 scores.
3rd and 6 from the 11. Norberg, back to pass, throws left, and it's tipped, but he caught it at the 22-yard line. He's got the first down. Up to the 25. That one was in doubt a good part of the way, but brought in by Lance Sletton. Oh, and then a penalty on the Zebras. MoreClaremore.com is a proud supporter of Claremore Zebra football in this broadcast. More Claremore provides positive community journalism, a community calendar, videos of events from around the Claremore area. Be more, do more. MoreClaremore.com. 12-0. Claremore leading Siloam Springs. And now it'll be the Panthers with 1st and 10 from their own 40. Jordan Norberg, the senior quarterback in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Here's a screen right to Hughes out of the backfield to the 35, 40, 45. Pushing forward across midfield to the Zebra 49-yard line. 1st and 10 Panthers. Ricky Hughes.
It's one of my favorite plays in all of high school football. If you've got a good running back, which typically one of your better athletes is going to be your running back, why not try to put the ball in his hands more? And so when you drop back to pass, they think, all right, this guy's probably not going to touch the ball. But that was a no-doubter that Norberg was going to throw right to Hughes. You get it in the back's hands immediately, and look what he did with it, an 11-yard gain.
1st and 10 for the Panthers from the Zebra 49. Play action. Norberg in trouble and hit and stopped back at the 48-yard line. So 3-yard loss at 2nd and 13. So a little closer to the 49-yard line. Oh, it's just right between. We'll stick with 2nd and 13 from the 48 for the Panthers. Norberg in the gun, takes a snap. Play action, rolling right. Throws right, tipped, and falls incomplete. Garrett Reynolds got a hand on it. And then Jones going for the interception, couldn't get it. 3rd and 13. All right, Jordan Norberg with an empty backfield. 3rd and 13 from his own 48-yard line. Takes the snap, backs up to pass. Here comes the Zebra Russ. Passed right, caught at the 46-yard line. He's trying to get up to midfield, but the Zebra defense is there. Garrett Reynolds, one of those, as well as Derek Brazel. And they'll make the stop. 4th and 12 from the 49.
I'll tell you, Derek Brazel, one of those players that Claremore really looks to for leadership, and he's provided it to him so far this season. One of your seniors, a linebacker, a guy that has played a lot since his sophomore year. He and Brady Kropp form one of the stronger pairs of inside linebackers, I believe, in Claremore's district this season.
Jackson Knoll in punt formation. Measure it from his own 49. Snap bounces. He'll pick it up and get the punt away. A high, short spiraler. Going to bounce at the 35. Take a great bounce in Zebras' favor. And they'll jump on it at the 41. 1st and 10 for the Zebras from their own 41. 10-yard punt and no return. There's 5:09 left here in the first half. 12-0. Claremore leads Siloam Springs in Siloam Springs.
Well, that's a big break for Claremore. Had Siloam have been able to gone down and put some sort of points on the board, that would have really stolen a lot of momentum away from Claremore. They would have still been in control, but when you consider they were up 12-0 in that 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line and then had to punt, that was a big shift in the game.
And here's a direct snap. Noah Grimmett running right to the 45-yard line, and the pile will push him back. But they will give him progress to the 44 for about a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Noah Grimmett has taken a lot of first-team snap as the quarterback over the summer and into the fall camps, scrimmages. So this is a guy that when he does get back there, he is not shy at all, and that's another look that Claremore gives the opponent, 2 quarterbacks in the backfield.
2nd and 7 from the 44. There is Grimmett again, lowering his head across the 45. So just outside of the 45 for about a yard gain. Third and 6.
Now some of you at home might say, what do you mean 2 quarterbacks in the backfield? That's where the quarterback's supposed to be. Not always, because Claremore sometimes they'll bring 2 guys in and they'll shift one of the quarterbacks out into a receiver spot. When you have both quarterbacks in the backfield, then the defense truly doesn't know who's going to get the ball and what they're going to do with it, pass or run.
3rd and 6 for the Zebras from their own 45. There's Grimmett. Now he'll hand it off. Straight ahead, close to the first down marker. I think he's just a bit short. It'll depend on the spot. And it was Riley Broucher. Yeah, they'll spot it. Even a little further back than I originally thought. So nose up to the 50-yard line, 4th and 1.
Well, this is a very tight situation for Claremore. You know the way that they've ran the football tonight, they'd be very tempted to go for this. But here's the thing. You're leading 12-0. The ball is at midfield, and the clock is ticking down on 3 minutes to play, and the Siloam Springs offense has really done nothing against your defense all night. Wouldn't it be nice to take a 12-0 lead into halftime? And I think that's what Claremore is thinking right now.
They're going to take a timeout. 3:12 remaining in the first half. 12-0 Claremore leads. This is Zebra Football on 91.3 RSU Radio and ClaremoreZebras.tv. .com and ClaremoreZebras.tv. So our understanding is there's audio issues on ZTV. So we apologize for that. Kids have been working really hard to get that corrected. These places, this is, for one thing, the first season of this stadium. But these stadiums are not always equipped for us and for our equipment and for so on. So the internet connection that we're supposed to have isn't right. We apologize. We're going to do the best that we can. 4th and 1 for the Zebras from their own 49-yard line. Here's Broucher. Line drive of a punt. And this one's going to bounce at the 5 and go into the end zone for a 51-yard punt. 1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 20. So just kind of going back to my previous point, you know, it can be frustrating as a user trying to use ZTV or RSU radio when there's difficulties. We do our best to bring you these games every week. Just as I mentioned, sometimes the equipment doesn't cooperate. Sometimes communication lines don't cooperate. We have to dismantle this equipment, take all the cords apart and everything, and then redo it the next week to the best that we can to fit that configuration for that venue. So things get crossways sometimes. It sounds like that's what happened in the night, and we apologize. 1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 20. And here is Jordan Norberg taking the snap. Handoff Hughes in trouble in the backfield. Tries to reverse field, and he's covered up and stopped at the 19-yard line for a 1-yard loss. 2nd and 11. This broadcast of Claremore Zebra Football sponsored by Carmick Pet Daycare, an indoor, outdoor, heated, and air-conditioned dog and cat motel. Carmick also offers a daycare play center and obedience training. Located 1.5 miles north of RSU on Highway 88 in Claremore. More information available on their Facebook page. 2nd and 11 for the Panthers from their own 19-yard line. Here's Norberg, takes a snap, backs up, throws one from the pocket, and it'll be caught at the 29-yard line. He'll be forward to the 33. That's enough for the first down, 1st and 10 for the Panthers, and that one completed to Cade Miller.
5 different players have been in on the passing game tonight. Cade Miller's second catch and the second one that's moved the chains, and now Claremore has a player down.
An injured Zebra at the 30. Let's take a quick break. 2:21 left in the first half. 12-0 Claremore leads Siloam Springs. This is Zebra football on 91.3 RSU Radio and ClaremoreZebras.tv. .21 left in the first half. 12-0 Claremore leads. We're getting our first look at the injured Zebra. So he is moving, always a good sign to see. Kind of sat up briefly, but once we're able to get a better look, we'll let you know who this player is. But trainers currently working with him down on the field now. It looks like he's going to sit up. It's Brady Kropp.
For Claremore that you really can't afford, but as you said, always good to see them up and moving around, and for Brady Kropp to get up under his own power and walk off the field under his own power, that's a good thing. Doesn't really appear to be limping a whole lot either. Certainly hope for his sake that it's nothing serious. And you talk about a guy that we could tell was going to be a star from the beginning. Claremore went to Shawnee for a second-round playoff game 2 years ago, Brady Kropp's freshman season, and he started in that game. Claremore had a slew of injuries that season, but Brady Kropp was on the team already and filled in nicely in that situation.
Looks like they're still working on the field down there near where Kropp was. Okay, looks like we're close to resuming play. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 33. Siloam Springs trailing by 12 late in the first half. Jordan Norberg in the shotgun has Ricky Hughes just to his left. Snap, Hughes the hand, fake handoff. Now the pass to the left side. It'll be caught, but then he's hit and stopped immediately. And it was Garrett Reynolds with the stop for the Zebras.
Well, Siloam Springs got a break on that play to begin with. That ball was lined up at about the 35, and the line of scrimmage was supposed to be the 33 after that long break. They didn't have a good idea of where the spot was supposed to be.
Correction, it was Alex Moore with the stop, 2nd and 10. Here's a throw over the middle, and it's tipped and falls incomplete. Kobe Roach was the intended receiver. Norberg's throw just a little high, 3rd and 10.
Roach, the guy that has seen the majority of the action in the passing game this season. 7 catches coming in for 80 yards, but tonight it's really been a mixture. Mentioned that Miller had 2 catches already, and then you've got 4 other players with 1 catch on the night.
3rd and 10. Norberg rolling, the left-handed throw, and a jumping catch made at the 46-yard line. Good enough for the first down. Matt Downing with the catch.
His second of the night, and the second time he's been able to move the chains for his team.
So that stopped the clock at 1:37.
So Claremore's got to be very careful here. Siloam has all 3 of their timeouts. Still plenty of time to move the ball down the field. $1:37 left.
1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 46. And flags and whistles. Yeah, the false start. Back them up 5. It'll be 1st and 15 from the 41.
The Siloam offense was lined up, waiting for the chains to be reset. I'm not sure what took the chains so long to move. It wasn't like it was a close play, whether or not it was a first down. It was a 13-yard gain, clearly a first down, and it took forever to get the chain set up.
1st and 15, Norberg back to pass. Looks right, throws right, caught at the 46-yard line. He'll fall forward to the 45, and it was Cade Miller again. 9-yard gain, 2nd and 1, or correction, 14-yard gain, 2nd and 1.
Yet another first down. So we talked about how often would we see this passing game come into play for Siloam Springs, especially falling behind early, and that's all they're doing now in this 2-minute drill as expected.
2nd and 1 from the 45. There's the pass, and it's dropped right in his player's hands at midfield. It was intended for Ricky Hughes. Incomplete, 3rd and 1.
Well, that's a tough play for Siloam Springs. They ran that to perfection. They just let the Claremore defensive line get through. It was a 3-man pass rush. You'd let them come through. You get that offensive line out front to block. And the dump off to Hughes, and he just tried to turn around too quickly with it.
3rd and 1 from the 45. Norberg in the gun, takes a snap, handoff Hughes. He's got the first down, now to the 40, and still pushing forward up to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 Panthers. Clock will be stopped to set the chains. When it resumes, there will be 1:02 and counting remaining in the half.
And they've still got all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
Panthers 1st and 10 from the Zebra 35. Norberg back to pass. Throws to the left, and it's out of the reach of his receiver, thrown just behind him. So it's incomplete, 2nd and 10. Intended for Matt Downing.
To see the way that this Siloam Springs passing game has come alive on this drive, you've got to think that gives them some confidence, even though this game has been dominated by Claremore. And we expected Claremore's secondary to really get their biggest test of the season tonight against this Siloam team. Even if they played a typical game on offense, which is about 21 pass attempts a game, that would still be the heaviest workload for the most part this Claremore secondary has seen, and they are really starting to see it now. 2nd
and 10 from the Zebra 35. Norberg back to pass, throws one over the middle, caught at the 30. He'll have the first down across the 25, and he's forward to the 22. And it's 1st and 10. Kobe Roach with the reception.
Just the 2nd reception of the night for Kobe Roach, but you're seeing why he's an effective receiver. It wasn't what he did by catching the ball, but what he did after the catch, picked up those additional yards to get the first down.
1st and 10 from the 22. Jordan Norberg back to pass. Throws it, finds Hughes in the backfield at the 25, and trying to jump over a tackler. He does at the 20. And he's out of bounds at the 18. 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6, 28 seconds left on the clock.
And still, all 3 of their timeouts, now they'll burn one of those, so they're in great shape in terms of clock.
Going to be back home next week, Friday night game, as the Bixby Spartans come to town, 7 o'clock kick. Coverage scheduled here on 91.3 RSU Radio, also on ClaremoreZebras.tv. Road trips are fun, but usually after the second one, you're ready to be back at the home stadium.
Well, and you have to think for the Claremore Zebras, winning their first 2 games of the season, they know coming into tonight that they have a chance to be 3-0 going into district play, and it doesn't mean anything in terms of making the playoffs. You could lose all 3 of those district games 100-0, and it has no bearing on whether or not you make the Oklahoma State playoffs. But it certainly gives you a lot of momentum, and Claremore would love to be 3-0 when they face the defending state champs, Bigsby, at home next week.
2nd and 6 from the 18. Here's a snap, and the carry up the right side to the 15-yard line. Norberg forward to, it wasn't Norberg, up to the 12. And another timeout.
It was Gus Wright that time
Yeah.
that got the direct snap, so that's awkward. We haven't seen that formation all night long, and that's interesting. They went with that formation in that situation. You bring a tight end like Gus Wright in the backfield, and what do you think he's going to do? You have to expect a big frame like that's going to run forward. And I think that Siloam Springs probably thought, well, if we can do the direct snap, maybe we'll get an element of surprise, pick up that first down. When you do that, it stops the clock by moving the chains, and we won't have to burn our second timeout. So that's a good job of the Claremore defense to prevent them from getting that first down, and now they do have to burn their second timeout, and now this play becomes very big. And for Siloam Springs, you have to wonder, what is the play call? They've passed it pretty much this entire drive with the exception of that last carry by Wright.
22 seconds left in the half. 3rd and 1 from the 13. And it's the pistol. Here's the handoff right up the middle at the 10-yard line. He's got the first down, and he's up to the 6-yard line. Clock ticking. They'll stop it to set the chains. There'll be 15 seconds left when it resumes.
That was a good run by Ricky Hughes. Saw where the block was going to be and was able to pick up the first.
1st and goal from the 7. Norberg in the gun. The snap drops back to pass. Here comes a zebra rush. Hit as he throws, going for the corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete. 2nd and goal. Norberg not exactly quick to get up.
Well, this is where you get into a really difficult situation as a coach. 6 seconds is right about the threshold where you think, if you've got a timeout, we could potentially run it, but you're not guaranteed that the player's going to be down and the whistle blows before you can call that last timeout. They've been pretty good on the pass, but a pass takes longer than a run in most situations, depending on where they throw the ball to.
2nd and goal from the 7. Norberg back to pass. Throwing for the same corner, and it's incomplete. There's a flag.
I am shocked that that is what the offense drew up in that situation. 6 seconds left, and you throw a fade route to the far side of the field. They're fortunate all 6 seconds didn't run off the clock. There's 1 second left. Even if they had of, they would have gotten one more play because of the defensive penalty. But if there's no penalty on that play and that clock runs out, then what? You really shoot yourself in the foot. So I'm shocked by that call because that ball hung up there forever.
All right, half the distance, so between the 3 and 4 yard line, 1 second left. This will be the final play of the half. Zebras up by 12 on the road. Jordan Norberg. 1. Nope, going to go for the field goal. Gus Wright kicking from the right hash. Jordan Norberg to hold. Snap. There's the hold. The kick is up. It's no good. Wide to the right. 12-0, Claremore leads at halftime in Siloam Springs.
Well, and that's always what we talk about in high school kicking. For those of you that don't know, the hash marks, those little yard markers in the middle of the field, they are wider in high school and college than they are in the NFL. In the NFL, they line up perfectly with the goalposts. If you're lined up on one of those hash marks in high school, you've got to angle that football pretty significantly. And the shorter the field goal, the more difficulty is on for the kicker because they have to angle it at such a sharp degree, and Wright just not able to put the angle on it. We saw it last week for Claremore.
12-0, Claremore leads Siloam Springs in Siloam Springs. Took a look at the radar a few moments ago. Rain just to our north and approaching from the west, so it could be a sloppy second half. We're going to take a break, come back with the halftime show. This is Zebra Football on 91.3 RSU Radio and ClaremoreZebras.tv.
Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to stay with us once again as the Claremore High School Marching Band will resume its fall contest show.
John Sharp side. Don't put any of John Sharp side.
Probably got his switching. Because I was like, I was thinking about that before they were coming. I was super and I was like, this one's going to come out of there.
Hope you're all going to enjoy that.
At least make me fine. There was times where like,
John, I want to like track talk. I'm not saying that.
I know, me and Sheila probably were both kind of going, like, picture us. Like, not even filming the ball. There was one play where, like, quarterback actually
I was working hard out there, man.
You run over and grab
I'm just kidding. I'm not bad. Trying to fix it. That should be a real thing. We should put a camera on John in his suit and how John feels like watching everybody knows. Where's Ashley? Where's Ashley?
But anyway, we're at halftime, 12-0. Claremore currently with the lead. Let's talk about keys to the second half.
Well, the Zebras have got to do a much better job of taking care of the football. Now, they've dropped the ball 4 different times in this game. Fortunately, they've only lost one of those. But for the Zebras, that's so uncharacteristic considering they only had 1 turnover through the first 2 weeks. So to lose handle of the football that many times in the first half, really uncharacteristic of this Claremore team. So they're going to have to hang on to the ball because you can't continue to fumble at that rate and expect to get it back each and every time. Also for the Zebras, I think they're going to have to do a little bit better job defending the pass. And Siloam Springs wasn't going to it a lot in the early going, but later on in the game, Siloam Springs got into a pretty good rhythm where they went 7 of their final 10 pass attempts and overall ended up with 99 yards passing. After that interception by Claremore on the first Siloam Springs drive, after Claremore was able to score, Siloam Springs has really buttoned things up and they've been pretty sharp passing. And the biggest thing is you don't know where it's going to go. 5 different guys have pass receptions, so for Claremore, they're really going to need to do a better job defending the pass because if Siloam Springs learned one thing in that first half, their success offensively is going to come through the air and not on the ground.
Looks like the Red Army has shown up for the second half. There's a pod coming from over there with them. Well, they loaded up a spirit bus of students. Bring them over here. Decent Claremore crowd tonight. Or just before kickoff, there weren't that many people, and we were kind of wondering what the crowd was going to be like. But
Yeah, you know what? It was great last week too at Rogers, Arkansas, which is probably about an hour longer drive than here in Siloam Springs. But yeah, great crowd last week, great crowd tonight too on not only the home side but for Claremore as you mentioned as well. So good to see as many folks travel as they did. And Claremore, it's been some time since they've started the season 3-0, not significantly long, but the Zebras would certainly love to start 3-0 going into district play.
Zebras will be kicking away to start this second half. Noe Diaz in his first game as the kicker for Claremore. Been getting his kickoffs down to between the 10 and 5-yard line on his previous 2 attempts. Diaz's kick is away. And in the second half, he is underway. This one bounces at the 4. It's going to bounce into the end zone for the touchback. So Kobe Roach backs away from it. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 20-yard line to start out the third quarter.
Brian, I was looking at it here in past seasons. Claremore in the last 12 years has had one season that they've started 3-0, and we got to see that firsthand back in 2012, where they started off that season actually 5-0, and their only 2 losses of the season were to the eventual teams that played for the state championship.
1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 20. Jordan Norberg back in the shotgun, takes the snap, Hughes the handoff. up the right side of the line across the 25, gets a spin move in the first down. Now makes a move with the 35, still on the speed across 40. Fumble, loose football. Zebras have a chance if they can keep it in bounds, and they do. Fumble recovered by Claremore by Austin Short.
Second fumble recovery of the night by Austin Short. Remember, he had one off Claremore's interception after they picked it off and then fumbled. And as you mentioned, Bryant, that was something great to point out. That ball was heading towards the sideline, the near sideline, and so many times, especially in the high school and college level, guys see that loose ball, they get too excited, and they run over there like a bull in a china cabinet and knock the ball out of bounds. Great awareness by Austin Short to jump on it and secure it for the Zebras.
All right, the Zebras take over 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Aaron McCullough in the shotgun. Running back to his right. It's Heisey. McCullough's going to run. Flag comes in at the 45, now the 50. McCullough's got the first down and is tackled near the 43-yard line, but I think this one's coming back.
Well, I think you're right. That flag came in awfully early.
Would have been a 13-yard gain from McCullough.
So resemblant of Claremore's first play from scrimmage. They broke off a run, not quite as long as that one by Hughes, but broke off a run. They had the first down, and they fumbled the ball, and it went way forward on the field. And ultimately, Siloam Springs recovered that fumble, and it's the second time all season that Claremore turned it over.
The ball spotted back at the Zebras' own 31-yard line. It'll make it 1st and 19 from there. Starting out this third quarter, moving from our right to the left. Towards the north. The offense will shift. McCullough in the shotgun. Direct snap, Heisey. Sweeping around the right side at the 35, forward to the 36 for a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 14. That's going to be longer than that. Direction 2nd and 19.
I still like the call there. Again, that's just Claremore getting creative in that running game, going to different shifts, lining up in different ways so the defense can't grow acclimated to it. When you get right down to it, to Keegan Heisey the majority of the time. It's just about where they choose to attack.
2nd and 19 for the Zebras. From their own 36, snap to McCullough. He's going to run. Angling right. It's going to pick up about a yard to the 37. 3rd and 18.
And I think in this situation for Claremore, you just look for something to pick up positive yards. Keep in mind the situation. You're leading 12-0 on the road. The Siloam Springs offense has not been able to touch you all night long. So just look for something positive. If it turns into big yardage, so be it. But just find a way to move the ball up the field and continue to play the field position game.
Zebras 3rd and 18 from their own 37. McCullough in the gun. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Looking right, throws right, and it's going to be through his receiver's hands. And that one will fall incomplete. And it'll be 4th and long.
Well, interesting, we saw Riley Broucher on the last punt for Claremore, and it will be him again.
He was the intended receiver on the previous play. So Kobe Roach, deep to receive, lined up about his own 31-yard line. Broucher in punt formation, measure it from the 36. Good snap, drops the ball. In trouble, and hit as he punts it. Going to be really short, but it's taking great Zebra rolls across midfield and the 45, and will roll dead at the 42-yard line. 17-yard punt, 1st and 10 for the Panthers in their own 42. 9:50 left in the third quarter. 12-0. Claremore leads Siloam Springs.
Well, I tell you what, that was awfully ugly. But for Riley Broucher, only his 3rd career punt, and to have the awareness to do what he did after dropping the snap, being able to pick it up quickly, and despite a man under coverage, a lot of times the punter will just try to take off running, but instead he had the awareness to just still get a foot on it, got a good roll on it.
Oregon, the Panthers 1st and 10 from their own 42. Here's the handoff to Hughes. Around the right side across midfield, he's got the first down, and then pulled down and stopped at the 45-yard line. Garrett Reynolds with the tackle, 1st and 10 Panthers.
Well, I love the play play call there by the Siloam Springs coaching staff. Your bell cow, Ricky Hughes, fumbled on the last play, and you immediately go right back to him and try to get his confidence back up.
Panthers 1st and 10 from the Zebra 45. Norberg in the gun, takes a snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself through the left side of the line and across the 40 up to the 38-yard line. Second and 7. Correction, second and 3 following the 7-yard gain.
And going back to that play, you know, Ricky Hughes is a senior. He's been the guy that has carried the ball the majority of the time this year for the Siloam Springs offense. So he is the guy that they're going to turn to. They have a lot of confidence in him and his ability.
3 from the 39, Norberg. The handoff, Hughes. Wide open hole at the middle, across the 30 to the 25. Pull down and stopped at the 20. 1st and 10 for the Panthers and an injured Zebra. Or a Zebra slow to get up, rather. Hunter Thrasher goes in on the tackle. Looks like he's going to stay in, but you can tell he's in a little pain. 1st and 10 for the Panthers from the 20.
I tell you what, this could be very dangerous for this Claremore defense. Ricky Hughes and this Siloam Springs offense could not run the ball worth anything in the first half, and all of a sudden they're running all over the place.
1st and 10 from the Zebra 20. Norberg. The handoff going to Hughes right up the middle, and the Zebra defense will push him back. Going to give him progress up to the 18 for a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8.
We talked about the productivity on the ground for Siloam Springs in the first half. 14 carries for 3 yards. And now in the second half already for Ricky Hughes alone, 3 carries for 62 yards.
Correction, back this one up to the 19 for a 1-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 9 for the Panthers in Zebra territory. Norberg in the gun, takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking left, throws left, and it's incomplete. From behind his receiver who couldn't hang on, and Zebra had a chance to get a hand on that one, but couldn't bring it in. Intended for Matt Downing.
The Siloam Springs fortunate that was not picked. That one just got away from Norberg.
So bring up 3rd and 9 for Siloam Springs from Claremore's 19 as the Panthers trail by 12. Gordon Norberg, the senior. 3rd and 9 rather, from the 19. And a timeout going to be taken. 7:54 left in the third. 12-0. Claremore leading Siloam Springs in Siloam Springs. We'll take a break. This is Zebra Football on 91.3 RSU Radio and ClaremoreZebras.tv. Josh Haley of the DTV crew. Good to have Mike Brower back in the studio in Claremore. Glad you've joined us on 91.3 FM. Also at RSURadio.com. ClaremoreZebras.tv. 3rd and 9 upcoming for the Panthers from the Zebra 19-yard line. Norberg in the shotgun. Hughes just to his left. Norberg back to pass. Throws left, going for the end zone. Diving attempt made. Touchdown, Siloam Springs. The 19-yard strike. And that one completed to Matt Downing.
Well, that's Downing's 3rd catch of the night, and all have gone for double-digit yards. That's a big-time play for Siloam Springs.
Aldair Umana to attempt the extra point. Gordon Norberg is holding. The snap and hold. And this one's good. 12 21-7. Claremore leads. 7:48 left in the third. We'll take another break. This is Zebra Football on 91.3 RSU Radio and ClaremoreZebras.tv. Still leads Siloam Springs. Mike Ferguson back with Josh Haley. Aldair Umana kicking away for the Panthers. This one towards the far side, brought in at the 5-yard line. He'll look straight ahead across the 10 to the 15, 20-yard line. Popped, but stays on his feet and holds onto the ball up to the 24-yard line. And Jonathan Cox with the return for the Zebras. So we've talked about weather off and on tonight. Still looking like that weather is dissipating in this area. But a couple of updates. We mentioned several of the games from the Tulsa metro area in weather delay, including our former broadcast partner, Steve Braun, calling Holland Hall. They are currently in a weather delay, and a decision looks like will come, or more news to come at 9 p.m. But Jinx and Owasso canceled for tonight with no plans to reschedule. And we've got some Bullets having the game across state lines tonight to the east. First and 10 Zebras from their own 25. Here's McCullough around the right side. Pull down and stop for a loss back at the 23, so it'll be 2nd and 12.
Well, for the Claremore Zebras, too many injuries in that first half of guys that were a big concern. We saw Keegan Heisey limp off the field at one point. On defense, you saw Brady Kropp limp off the field after being down for a couple of minutes. Both of those guys have been able to return to action, but you have to wonder just how healthy they are.
2nd and 12 from the 23. Here's the direct snap. Heisey up the middle across the 25. Pushes the pile forward to the 28-yard line. It'll be a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 7.
Well, Claremore hasn't thrown it a ton tonight, given the early throws. They started off 2 for 2, 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Since then, they're just 2 for 5 through the air for 6 yards.
3rd and 7 from the 28. Heisey, the direct snap, has McCullough as a blocker around the right side to the 30. And Heisey's going to be close to the first down. It looks like he'll have it across the 35. 1st and 10 Zebras.
Well, that's just something that this Claremore team has, just an element of the offense. When you bring up a play like 3rd and 7, they are not afraid to run the football. And it's not because that's just how they're built and they can't pass it. It's because that's how they are built and they like to run it. And they have confidence in their running game regardless of what the down and distance is. We saw time and time again last season, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, they would run the football with confidence and pick up the first down.
1st and 10 for the Zebras from their own 36. Loose football. Heisey dives down on the turf for it. He's covered up quickly. Well, how many times has the ball hit the turf tonight?
4, my friend.
That was rhetorical, but okay.
I felt it needed to be said. And, you know, Claremore's fortunate that they've been able to get on 3 of those and only given up 1 of those fumbles. But when you look about what it cost them, okay, you didn't turn it over, but guess what? You lost 7 yards on the play. That has been too much of an issue tonight. And even before we saw the rain, don't know if the ball has any slickness to it out there or not because the rain seems to have let up for the time being. But that's still an issue.
2nd and 17 from the 29. Here's McCullough straight ahead in trouble and brought down for a loss of 1. Back to the 28. It's 3rd and 18.
You know, with this Claremore offense giving you so many looks and they have so many plays, so many option-type plays, it's hard to tell when there's a busted play. So that might have looked like a busted play, but we've seen by design this year, Claremore put players in motion and then McCullough just turns upfield and runs with it. So the play was of no gain for the Zebras, but hard to tell if it was busted or not.
3rd and 18. McCullough from the pocket throws one deep over the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for Paul Hoke. 4th and 18.
And I tell you what, Paul Hope was initially looking over his right shoulder. McCullough went more towards the middle of the field, and Hope turned around at the last second. If he's able to turn around a little earlier, he can adjust to that football and possibly make the catch. That wasn't his fault, but certainly they had an open shot there. Under Paul Hope on the first pass attempt of the night for the Claremore Zebras, an 81-yard touchdown catch.
4th and 18 for the Zebras from their own 28, and Riley Broucher comes in to punt this one away. Kobe Roach deep for the Panthers. Had some problems handling the snap last time. This one's high. He's got it no problem. Has to quickly get this one away before it was blocked or he was hit. So it's going to roll across midfield. Inside the 40 and roll dead near the 38-yard line. 33-yard punt and no return. 1st and 10 for Siloam Springs from their own 38-yard line. And the home crowd feels like the momentum has shifted.
Well, they've got a reason to feel that way because it has. Claremore was up in this game 12-0. They had 1st and 10 from the Siloam Springs 11-yard line in the second quarter, and a fumble and a couple of
Third down, about 13 for Siloam Springs. For Siloam Springs, that's about the 46-yard line. Fourth down, about 3 for Siloam Springs. Again, I'd like to recognize stadium sponsors. Springs. Number 72, John Howard. Third down, Reggie Hughes on the carry. Number 30, Austin Short. A gain of 2, second down and 8 for Tyler Springs. Right off the equipment, I guess they do. Austin Short. Victory 2, number 5, Jonathan Cox. Also number 48, Harry Fletcher for Claremore. First down, Siloam Springs.
Holding the pizza. Holding the pizza.
Again, we want to remind you, do not rush the field, do not go on the field after the ball game. Again, we want to thank everyone who's involved in thanks for their help. That is the Lord. Pass is incomplete. Second and 10. Please take your trash with you when you leave the stadium and put it in a container. Thank you everyone for helping. Pass is incomplete. And a fourth down and 10 in Claremore.